Good evening, and thank you for joining me. This is 5 A Day with Jay. I'm your host, J.R. Murdock. How are you this evening? I'm so glad you're here. If everything is going correctly, I am streaming to Twitch. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. I need to learn how to insert the intro and outro for when I'm going directly to Twitch, so I can stream the intro, stream the outro, have all that good to go. I need to see how to get the autofocus to stay off on this thing. It doesn't like to stay off. It likes to keep coming back. Anyway, one of the things I keep talking about that I want to do is expand my platform. And by expanding my platform, I'm getting myself everywhere I can as far as I can. One of the things I know that I still need to do, and I am going to work on this, is to work on doing the little TikTok, 1-minute TikToks, Instagram, YouTube stories and whatnot to try and get those out there. Another thing I'm also exploring, as I'm doing right now, is streaming to Twitch. Another thing I want to explore is IGTV. I want to look at, hey, can I convert these videos to Instagram size and post them up on Instagram? All these little things that I'm working on and learning. There's so many different ways to reach people and so many different platforms to get content out there, and I'm just seeing what's working. One of the reasons I continue with the YouTube videos is because YouTube, it's one of the biggest places out there to put videos. I know I can upload this video to Instagram. I can probably upload it to Facebook. I'm also uploading it to YouTube. I need to see where it's going to work, how it's going to function, who's going to see it. The blog is still my most effective method for getting content out there at this point. I'm enjoying doing the videos, and that's why I continue doing the videos. So I would love to get the video content out there in other fashions to other locations, because YouTube is, this very slow little itty bitty bump. I need to figure out how to get the content out to more people. I'm putting it on the blog. When I post the blog post, I'm sharing it out, putting it everywhere that I can. Well, like I said, maybe I need to upload the video to more locations. We will find out. Oh no, I'm still learning. I keep saying over and over and over, I'm still learning what I'm doing here. Do I just abandon the 5 A Day with Jay and just go to a weekly shout out and just do a longer once a week cast? I don't know. We'll see how this goes. For now, we're going to continue with this format. For those who are new around here, it's called 5 A Day with Jay because my intention when I started this was to do it for 5 minutes and in and out. Sometimes we go for 10 or 15. These things happen. If you would like a shorter format, just say, hey Jay, you know what? You ramble too dang much. Cut it down. We just want short, concise, get it done. I have a tendency to ramble when I start talking. That's me. Speaking of rambling and starting talking, tomorrow drops the first short story in the sequence. There's a Murdockian Tales Volume 1 out there right now. You can go out there and purchase it, and some of the short stories that I'm currently releasing as individual short stories are in Murdockian Tales. Some of them are not. Some of them are in other anthologies. Some are in other collections. But the first story tomorrow that's getting released is Haircut. You want to go listen to the audio? I dropped the audio. I'm going to go back to that audio and link to that short story. So if somebody wants to purchase that short story, the audio is out there. They can listen to the audio. They can purchase a short story. When the collection with that short story comes out, I'll post that short story on there. I do intend to eventually go back and record all of the stories that I'll be releasing and drop that content out there. I do want to start recording more audio. I do want to do that. I do plan on getting around to that. Plans. They happen. At this point in time, it hasn't happened yet, so we'll get there. We'll get there little by little. Again, still working on expanding reach, working on getting stories out there. So I'm very excited for this short story to drop. It's one of my favorite short stories I wrote. The person that bought the story loved the story, put it in a short story magazine. Then he turned around, put it in a best of for the end of the year. He loved that story. He submitted that story for awards. It didn't win any, but I really like Haircut. I really like that story because it is just a very simple story, interaction between two people. One of the things I have seen a lot about my work that people don't like, so I'll give you a heads up right now, is my characters talk. They talk, they have internal monologue going on, they talk. That's what my characters do. One of the reasons I believe this is happening, segue, I'm going back and I'm reading a lot of old comic books. Really old, I'm talking 60s, early 70s comic books. I'm realizing these are the comics that I grew up with, was comics from the 70s, pretty much. All the characters constantly talked, and thought bubbles were constantly explaining everything that was going on. And I believe that's where some of my dialoguing comes from, is going back to those old comic books and the way the characters would talk to themselves or think to themselves and explain exactly what they're doing as they're doing it. Obviously, my style has changed over time. I'm not as dialogue heavy as I used to be, but when it comes to a short story like Haircut, it's all about the dialogue. That short story is almost 100% dialogue. There's little snippets in between of actions that the individuals are doing, but for the most part, it's just a conversation between two people. One of them getting a haircut, one of them giving the haircut. But it's the interaction, it's the banter between the two. I'm excited for that short story to come out. I'm excited for all the short stories that are going to be getting released. I have many short stories in my head that I need to sit down and I need to start writing because, again, I want to write and release 2 short stories a month. I want to write a book every other month. So that's 4 short stories in a month. I'm also thinking about when I do a collection of 9 stories, I'd like to do 8 short stories, somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 words, and 1 novella. Something 10 to 20,000 words. Something to just bump up the Murdockian Tales size. A couple of the stories in a couple of the Murdockian Tales are sizable. Cloak and Dagger is a lengthier story. Moving at the Speed of Thought is another longer short story. Both of those are well over 10,000 words. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see what happens. As I keep saying, over and over in these videos, I'm learning again what I'm doing and how it's going to work and how it's going to go. I'm still learning about video production. I'm still learning. I'm learning about streaming now. For all I know, I'm streaming on Twitch wrongly and my head is on backwards. I don't know. I need to figure out, okay, how do I put up a little side thing over here so I can see, okay, yes, I'm live on Twitch. I can see down here that it says I'm streaming. I'm recording. Everything's looking like it's going good. Would love to know what's happening. I have no idea. But I would like to start streaming the 5 Day with Jays up on Twitch. Why? Another platform. It's all about reach. It's all about getting out there to as many people as possible when I do this and providing content. I want to be open, transparent. I keep saying that. I understand. I want you to understand what's going through my head when I'm doing something and why I'm doing it and how is it working? How are things going? Once a month, we're going to do the by the numbers. Twitch is a new thing. I need to go and look at my dashboard and see how that works. I use OBS when I record these, so OBS allows me to stream directly and record directly. So as soon as I click start streaming, it started recording. Hopefully the video quality isn't awful. We shall find out. I'm going to keep this one shorter this evening because it is later in the night and I want to get this compiled and uploaded and get to bed. I apologize if yesterday's episode was a little heavy. Some topics are heavy. Some topics need to be discussed even though they're hard. That's what the point of yesterday's topic was, talking about depression, mental illness, and whatnot. Tonight we're a little lighter, talking about platform. Tomorrow could be something completely different. As I said, I got a notebook back there I use for work also. I'm using it for keeping track of topics I like to cover. So we shall see what happens tomorrow. But at any rate, I have been Jay. You've been awesome. Until next time.